What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at some Valaverse Action Force figures. So we got two more females to look at today. So first we have Gemini, which looks pretty cool, and of course we'll go into a story why she's called that, but it just looks pretty cool for her design there, and comes with, of course, all the accessories. There's a nice picture of her on the side. So she's from Series 3 and number 5 in the wave, and we have the picture of her there and a little bit of her backstory that I said we will go through there. So that looks pretty cool. And then we have Eclipse, which we've already had Eclipse before, but this is the Warpath version. So she looks cool there, all in like this darker black and gray armor. Love, like, especially the covered up head and just the paint on her head and stuff. Just all of that looks really cool. And like I said, we have had her before, so we already know a little bit about her, but we will go over that once again. And just looks pretty cool to get her. And she wasn't exclusive. I don't know if she was a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive, not exactly sure, but she is an exclusive figure of some sort. So we have these two to look at today. So let me get them out of the box and we'll take a look at them. And let's start off with Gemini, whose real name is Sarah Caldwell. She was a quiet girl that was always buried in books, but conflict always seemed to find her. The constant bullying would cause her to lash out, giving her the nickname of Gemini for her two-sided personality. But after college, she was recruited as an engineer for Action Force, where she would turn from a bookworm into a Spartan soldier. And overall, she looks pretty decent here. Now, I don't really see like anything wrong with her, especially obviously the body's perfectly fine. It's just the head doesn't seem right to me. Like, obviously, like looking at the sculpt and stuff, I don't think it looks bad. Obviously there's some little weirdness around the mouth there with the painting of the teeth, but I don't think it's bad. And then the hair as well has a nice sculpt design, like going into the split pigtails and everything, but it just seems awkward to me. Like something about it just doesn't seem right, like on the body or something just doesn't seem like it matches too well. There's just, like I said, a little bit of awkwardness there, but overall, like just looking at, though, I like said, looks pretty decent. So it looks like she's got an angry face there, of course going with her personality, as I said, with their split of being a nice quiet person to being vicious as well. So they kind of show that off in the face. And like I said, her having those two pigtails is pretty nice with the green bands around them there. So the face overall looks, like I said, relatively decent. It's just awkward on this body. But then underneath looks like she has a black tank top sort of painted on there. And it almost looks like on the back here she has a tattoo on the back of her neck. I can't get the vest moved out of the way though to show that. And then she has the technical vest on top of that. So there we have the Action Force logo. Nice carabiner design and another patch there. Some pockets to hold some magazines, and then back on around on the back, like towards the belt, I guess that is, she does have a knife sheath there. Then she's got some green pants on, so some green just army pant designs with some knee pads, a thigh holster here on her right, all the way down to the boots that have a little bit of a shin guard on them, but then like this bluish gray color of boot design there. And then she also has some wrappings on her hands, so I thought she had like glove designs, but no, they're like wrappings for like fighting, and so like martial arts wrappings, which is pretty cool as well. But we can do her movements, so her head will twist all the way around. She can look down that far and up that far, so pretty good range of movements there in the head. We get the shoulders that do come up to 90 there, and then can rotate all the way around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow that feels pretty stiff on her, but can bend up there at least, so pretty much all the way. Then we get the wrist that'll twist around, and this one has the hinge up and down hand, so hinge back and forth there. Then we go to her ab crunch. Of course, her upper crunch is going to be sword hidden, but she can crunch a little bit back and forth and then twist around a little. It doesn't feel like she twists all the way around, but can go back and forth a little. Then we go down to the hips that come up to 90 and out to the side, so she does also have those drop down hips, so you got to push it back up in there. We get a thigh twist that's, of course, hidden behind the strap, so it does twist around there. And the double knee joint, that again is real stiff, but you can get it bent up at least that far to the back, which isn't too bad. Then we have the shin twist at the top of the boot, so twist all the way around there. And then the foot will flex back and forth, again stiff in this joint as well, but flex back and forth and can twist side to side. So pretty good range of movement, has some stiffness in places, which isn't out of the ordinary, especially for the Action Force. And then using the pinless joints, so much like with the Hasbro products with the pinless joints, they're stiff as well a lot. So nothing new or different, just make sure you try and heat it up so you don't break your figures. But accessory wise, we do get some additional hands, so we get a set of fist hands for both, so pretty nice there, especially with the wrappings. Those I feel would work pretty well. But then we also get a set of just standard grip hands, just with normal grips there. And then we also get the cupping hands, so pretty much all the standard hands we get with Action Force characters. For weapons, we then go to a knife, so we get the standard knife there. We've seen this multiple times. It looks nice with the gray handle and black blade, so that's cool. And we can put this in the sheath here on her back, so just slide it inside of there so it can store on her back. And then we get her pistol, so we've seen this pistol before, just all in this lighter gray color, which looks nice. That we'll put into the holster here on her right leg, so it just slides down in there. Then we get her main gun, but we get some magazines for those. those. So we have some extra magazines that we can put into the pockets here on her chest. So those are stored down in the vest. And then finally she comes with her main weapon of this assault rifle. Again, I don't know guns too well, so I have no idea what kind of gun it is, but it looks pretty nice, especially with this all green color. It looks pretty cool. We have that magazine that does come out, and you can obviously replace it with any of those others. Has a nice little grip here on the front of the gun, and overall looks pretty nice. Like I said, that green color just stands out quite a bit. So let me try and get this into her hand. So there I got the gun in her hand. Pretty much just the standard way to hold the guns. I can't really do much better than that. Don't know how to pose them up, but there I got the gun into her hands. And then of course she does also come with the Action Force base that we can put her on, so that'll help keep her standing there. And overall I think that looks pretty cool. Nice design for her overall. I think, you know, the figures, I like how they kind of try to build in with the design, their personalities and stuff. So just like I said, showing her angry side, and then just the way she's designed looks pretty decent and everything. So overall like this design a lot for Gemini. And then we have Eclipse in her Warpath design, which her real name is Dani Tamayo, which she grew up in upstate New York to a Mexican father and Ecuadorian mother that was a career army officer. From the time she could walk, her father ensured his family's skills and traditions were passed on to her. But after high school, she followed her mother's footsteps by serving her country, where she excelled in airborne training and moved on to Ranger School, being attached to special missions units. But after the divide, she joined the Action Force to showcase her talents. And again, we have had Eclipse before, and I will show you that other figure. And overall she looks cool here. So I like with the Warpath design that she has like the paint on her face. So again, trying to bring in that Native American design to her. So she has the paint on her face, which looks cool with the black like dripping down. It almost looks, you know, like bird wings or something, with a little bit of like an orangish red color right on the end of her nose. So I like that design a lot. But otherwise the face and hair and everything look pretty much the same. So she has a little bit shorter haircut with a braid on the side there being pinned back. Then she has a scarf there around her neck, which she does come with a headpiece that we can put on her as well. Then she has armor there on her chest. I assume she has like a tank top design underneath there painted on, but the armor over the top with nice armor design with some magazine holders and then a knife holder down on the back. And I love how they have the spine design. She has the tattoo on her arm, so it looks like Native American tattoo design with the feathers and everything there, so that's pretty cool. Going to the wrappings on her hands as well, so very similar to Gemini's. Then she has black pants with the knee pads and boots with the shin guards, so pretty much the exact same boot designs and the holster and everything else as Gemini, just in different colors this time. So movement wise, it'll pretty much be the exact same as Gemini, but the head can twist all the way around, can look down that far and up that far, so a little bit of movement back and forth. Of course the scarf around her neck is in the way there. The shoulders do come up to 90 and can rotate around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow. Again, going to be a little stiff on these, but can bend up at least that far with the wrist. That'll twist all the way around and has the hinge up and down for this hand. Then the ab crunch again is going to be all under armor, so just crunch back and forth a little and twist around very little as well, with the hips that come up towards 90 and then out to the side. Of course, those drop down hips. Thigh twist around, and the double knee joint going to be stiff once again. That bends up that far to the back, and then we get the shin twist at the top of the boot with the foot that'll flex back and forth and can twist side to side. So yeah, she's the exact same body as Gemini, so just the same body reused again, just obviously a different paint like with the tattoos and then the different armor design. But accessory-wise, most of them will be pretty much the same, but she does come with some additional heads. So first we get the head here with the mouth open yelling, so I think that'd be pretty cool. That's a nice design. And then we also get a covered head once again, so her last figure had one. So she has the black all around her eyes, pretty similar to what she has there, but then has the scarf up around her head, all completely covering it, so you get that additional head. So we can choose whatever heads we want from there, but then we have some extra hands, so we get the standard hands. So we get the fist hands, the set of grip hands, as well as the cupping hands. Then for weapons, we do get a knife as well. It's a little bit different knife where it's got more of like that talon design to it, but all black with a little bit of silver there. It looks cool. And again, we can store this on our back, so we can stick it into the sheath back here. So it just stores in her back just like that. Then what's cool is she also comes with a scythe or a kama, so that looks really cool. Very similar design with, again, that talon-like blade. So we can put this into her hand. She also comes with a pistol, so we have this more like realistic looking pistol design, which looks really cool. And we'll go and put this into her right holster. holster. So that's down in there. And then she comes with magazines for her main gun, and we get 2 sets of magazines. So we get 3 for each of them. So 1 for the gun and 2 for storage. So we get this magazine design as well as this magazine design. So we can choose either one of those, whatever you prefer. But I already have this magazine design in the gun. So let me just go put these into the pockets here on the front. So there are those magazines stored on her. And finally, we get her gun. So pretty much the exact same gun almost, it looks like, just a little bit different with the overall design. And of course, we have the magazine that can come out, and we can replace, like I said, use those different magazines just in more of this gray color with a little bit of green tint to it. But yeah, pretty much the exact same gun design overall. So let's put this into her hand. And there I got that gun in her hand, and then switched out the head as well for the yelling head, just because I felt it went a little bit better with using the comma. So that overall looks really cool. I think she looks awesome with this design. But as I mentioned, we have had her already before, just the normal design. So here we have that. So this is the normal version of Eclipse, where this is the Warpath version. That is exclusive. I don't know if it's a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive, because they do a lot of exclusive, but it is exclusive of some sort. I just don't remember where. But overall, I think she looks really cool. I do like this design maybe a little bit more than the other one, but I like that she comes with the different head options and everything that we can give to her. And there we have our 2 figures of Gemini and the Warpath Eclipse. And I did forget to show with Eclipse, she does obviously come with the base as well, so I didn't want to forget that. But both of these look really cool, so we have 2 more female figures to add into our Action Force collection with all the others we did in that last wave. So both of these look cool. I like the designs. Of course, their bodies are exactly the same. They just obviously switched up the colors, added different designs like the tattoo on Eclipse, and then the different armors and everything. But both look pretty awesome. They're a part of Action Force, and I like the different looks between the 2. But let me know what you thought of them down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a like on this video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to see more toy reviews. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.